So I want to say a couple things about the last session. So if you listened really, really intently about what these people were saying, there's some incredibly important stuff. Stuff that I've never heard come out of a judge's mouth, right? So when you think about what you're doing at home, and after Jonathan and I sort of meander through this topic, there's some really great stuff happening that you're hearing for the first time. Stuff that I've heard in the last couple days from Shira Schindlin. Honestly, when you go home, take this stuff to heart and share it with your lawyers, share it with your IT, and maybe, just maybe, between now and the time that we see you next year, you can transform something, right? So I'm going to just very briefly tell you a story. I was watching the news the other day, and I was watching the World Trade Center, the new one, whatever it's called, the Freedom Tower, whatever it's called, get built. And I remember thinking about being here in front of you guys after 9/11. And I read you a quote from a New York Times article that was actually about the Terror Commission report, the 9/11 Commission, whatever you want to call it. It was the federal government's look at what the heck went wrong. And this is now like a decade later, right? The quote's long. It's a, I don't know, several hundred-page document. And the quote at the end said, "The investigation found that limited storage capacities in the system meant that older tapes had sometimes been deleted automatically to make room for newer materials, even if the recordings had not yet been translated." Now, I've talked about that lots of times in my professional life. I mark time based upon like events in my life, kids, and 9/11 was a really big deal for all of us. It transformed the way we think about whether it's how we get on a plane, how we pack, how our economy works, whatever the heck it is, right? It changed so much. And I was thinking about the lowly technologist a decade ago who was blowing away content because he ran out of space in a system that captured known communications between terrorists. The value in this system was blown away before we harnessed the value. Shocking. And the 9/11 Commission looks at this thing and says, wait, you guys, we're collecting information to harness its value. And some guy who doesn't understand the business process at the end of the line takes the stuff in the storage system and blows it away. Fast forward 10 years. Oh, you'll have a chance in a minute. I see he's like chomping at the bit. Stay away from me. You scare me. So 10 years later, this is the deal. Litigation on the brain. Lawyers, not these enlightened guys. Your lawyers. Litigation on the brain. I'm afraid. Keep it forever. The entire information management, records management paradigm changed in the last 10 years because somebody has litigation on the brain. Oh, storage is cheap. Wrong-go. It's not cheap. We can keep everything forever because search is so insanely powerful. Wrong-go. And all of a sudden you sit here and you listen to these guys who say, transform. Lawyers, judges telling you to transform. Information has a life cycle. It comes into being and then it goes out at some point, but you stop that. Now, Jonathan is going to tell you why the whole act of chucking is absolutely essential. I've talked for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. For the rest of the hour, I'm going to sit just quietly and watch him wax poetic and brilliant.
Yeah, does anyone believe that? I don't believe that. But let's see what happens.
Oh, you mean that I'm going to be quiet or that you're going to wax poetic?
I don't know. We're going to find out. So Randy comes up with this topic.
Was that an insult?
No. No insults in this room. So one of the things, by the way, someone suggested that we need to make sure we had more oxygen in the room since we were both up here at the same time.